we spoke about how Vishnu is the highest as per Rigved, as per Katha Upanishad, and so on. So that's right, Abhijit, stay there. So now the question is, okay, Vishnu is the highest, Lakshmi is the second highest. After that, what? Yeah? So you will have to again go into the internal evidence of the Upanishad. Now go to, for example, Prashna Upanishad. Prashna Upanishad, there is a beautiful question that our Vaidarbhyaha is asking. Yeah. So Atahi enam Bhargavo Vaidarbhyaha Prapracha. So he is basically asking the question. I don't want to go through this in detail. Basically, the question he is asking. So the Prashna Upanishad, just coming back to Prashna Upanishad, it is a discourse between 6 students and Pippala the Rishi. 6 questions are asked and Pippala the Rishi is answering those questions, and there is a profound philosophy. So the second question, Dvitiyaha Prashnaha, this guy Vaidarbhihi is asking this question: how many devatas are there? What are the devatas' function? Who is the most important among devatas? He's asking those questions. So Pippalada is answering those questions. Yeah. So basically, what he is saying is Tan Varishtaha Prana Uvacha. So he's saying, yes, there are lots of these devatas, you know, and he says Mukhya Prana. After you talk about Lakshmi and Vishnu, Prashna Upanishad, Pippala the Rishi is saying Tan Varishtaha Prana Uvacha. He says Prana is the next. So when I say Prana, Mukhya Prana means is Brahma Vayu. So they are of the same rank. So he says Chaturmukha Brahma and Vayu are the highest among all the jivas. So these are called Jivottamas. And the Rishi takes 2 beautiful examples. Without going into the details, I've just put the figures on the right. He takes an example of a beehive. And when I read this, I was quite shocked. So basic what it says is, and I have underlined this, the example they are giving is Tad yata makshika madukara rajanam utkramantam. So what that means is the Rishi is saying, just like how in a beehive, there is this queen bee. As long as the queen bee is in the beehive, all other bees are there. As soon as the queen bee leaves the beehive, all other bees leave. When the queen bee returns to the beehive, all other bees come back again. Such is the position of Mukhya Prana stroke Chaturmukha Brahma, is the conclusion of Pippalada Rishi. Now, there are 2 things about this. Number 1, it gives you an idea of the importance of this Devata, Chaturmukha Brahma and Mukhya Prana. But my other more fascinating thing is, how on earth Pippalada Rishi knew that the beehive and has a queen bee and there are all these servant bees and so on. It is the sense of observation of the Rishis is captured in this verse. You know, they have taken philosophical examples based on what they have observed in the natural world. Now we have all this David Attenborough's programs on bees and queen bees and how all the bees coming. But look at our Pippalada Rishi. He had described this in Prashna Upanishad. You know, you're looking at so many thousand years ago. And he gives that analogy. And also he gives an analogy of a chariot. He says, just like how the spokes, so Ara iva ratanabho prane sarvam pratishtitam. So what that means is, just like how the spokes of a wheel are all attached to this nabho. So nabho means, the nabho there essentially means the nave of the wheel. So they are all attached to it. Similarly, because this attachment structure of the wheel essential to get this chariot to move. So it says similarly, all these deities are attached to this Mukhya Prana. Yeah. Now, next question. So now we understand Lakshmi, then you have Vishnu, you have Lakshmi, then you have Mukhya, Chaturmukha Brahma. Then what? What happens to others? Then Kataka Upanishad gives you a deep description. Next slide. Yeah. Kataka Upanishad gives wonderful explanations of this. Read up the first adhyaya, 3rd verse. Indrebhyaha parahi artha, artebhyashta param manaha, manasastu para buddhihi, buddhe ratma mahan para, mahatara param avyaktam avyaktat purusha paraha, purushan na param kinchit sakashta saparagatihi. Beautiful verse. Basically what it says is Indriyas. Okay, it says Indriyebhyaha parahi artha, which means higher than the Indriyas are the objects. Higher than the objects is the mind. Higher than the mind is the buddhi. Higher than the buddhi is the avyakta. Higher than the avyakta is Purusha, and nobody is higher than Purusha. Okay? How do you interpret this? So again, that is why the concept of Abhimani Devatas is important here. I come back to it again and again. Unless we understand this, we will never be able to understand what Yama is telling Nachiketa here. So Indra is the head of all the Indriyas. His rank is 8th. Okay. Artha is Parvati, Varuni, and Suparni. They are the Abhimani Devatas of all the Tanmatras. They are the 7th rank. So that makes sense. 7th rank is higher than the 8th rank. Then it says beyond the Artha is the Manas, Sattvam. So that is Rudra, Garuda, and Shesha. They are the 5th rank. Then higher than the Manas is Buddhi, which is Saraswati Bharati, which is the 4th rank. Then it is Atma Mahan is Chaturmukha Brahma, who is the 3rd rank. Avyakta is Chetana Prakriti, Lakshmi, who is the 2nd rank. And then it says Purushan na param kinchite. Purusha is rank 1 and there is nobody higher than him. Okay, it kind of gives you that gradation of various indriyas. So again, having that Abhimani Devata concept is central for us to actually understand what the Upanishad is actually saying. So,
HinduKnowledgeAcademy.com will celebrate Vedic culture and present its philosophies to the modern Hindu in an accessible format. Our ancient heritage is our greatest strength. Through preservation and dissemination, together let us spread positivity in the world. Thank you for listening and welcome to Hindu Knowledge Academy.